You are listening to the We'd Like to Announce podcast with Derek Joseph.
This crowd is going crazy! I'm going crazy!
And Aaron Monson.
It's a fake punt, and they find Deion Henley, who catches it, and he's at the 30!
The We'd Like to Announce podcast starts now. Welcome to another edition of the We'd Like to Announce podcast. We're back for another week. I'm sorry we were not able to be here last week. Some technical issues kind of kept us from...
Excuse me, sorry.
It wasn't all my fault. I've taken steps to avoid those technical issues now, and we're good.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be back to our regular programming now.
Okay, great.
And as we usually like to do, if there's something we want to get off our chest on this show, that's the way we start it. And you know what, Aaron? We're going to talk about the Cougars later, and we're both going to get that off our chest. But I've had something brewing that, like, I've wanted to talk about this for a while, and I think just shortly after the Las Vegas Aces won the WNBA championship, I think this is a good time to talk about it.
Okay.
I just want to say, I want to preface this by saying that I am definitely a fan of women's basketball. I watch it a lot. Anybody who's been around me can vouch for me that I watch all levels of women's basketball, and I thoroughly enjoy it. So when I say what I'm about to say, I say it with my full heart. The WNBA, this league is not where you think it is. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to just say this about this league. So this league is not playing in the year 2023. And here's what I mean by that. So people that expect the WNBA athletes to be making a bunch of money right now, it's a very ignorant thing to think that the WNBA should be making like the same percentage or like the same amount of money that the NBA is making, because it shouldn't be. That is just that's a lie. It's a bad narrative, because because really what it comes down to is the WNBA is way too new. All right, it's way too new, and it hasn't built the fan base yet. But the thing about the WNBA is the fan base is coming. So, and I have a theory about this. I've always that I really want to really dive deep into. So, So the NBA was formed in, I believe, the year like 1950 something, maybe even in the 40s.
Okay.
And so it was when the BAA and the NBL merged together and made what we now know as the NBA.
Question, Professor. The BAA was what does that stand for?
The Basketball Association of America.
Basketball Association of America and the National Basketball League.
Yes. So
keep going.
So those two leagues merged together, kind of like the NFL and AFL did.
Okay.
And that made the league that we all know today. And so, and then you go to the next, about 10, 15 years later, who comes into the NBA but Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. You get that era of the NBA. So about 15, 20 years in, the WNBA is only 25 years old. Like just think about that for a second.
Okay.
Really? So when you think about it, the WNBA is a very new league in terms of like longevity as far as other sports leagues have gone, and in relation to every other athletic history that you can put together. So the WNBA is on the cusp of entering its post Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain era. So who's the Bill Russell of the WNBA? But Sue Bird. She has the most championships, the best stats in all of and everything there. And then Diana Taurasi was probably, you could probably say that she was the Wilt Chamberlain, because not quite, has a few better numbers, but not quite the accolades that Sue Bird has. So if you're doing that comparison, look at who was in the women's national championship last year for the NCAA tournament. What was the matchup that we had, Aaron? You had
Last year?
Yeah. So you had
LSU and South Carolina, right?
LSU and Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Crap, that's right. Okay.
So, and then who were the two and then you see the big rivalry that's brewing there right now. So
Yeah, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Okay, I think I see where this is going. I think
you got Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So I like, and here's a big shocker here. I do see color in this, and there has been a race issue in this country for a long time, but I think that what the WNBA is going to need is going to be a white superstar and a black superstar, and the WNBA is about to get that, and I'm very excited for it. Let's be real here. And if the WNBA was smart, they would stack the draft to make one of them go to the West and one of them go to the East, so that when they meet each other in the WNBA championship, you have your Magic and Bird matchup that's going to be epic, all right? Because that was one of the most watched sporting events last year, was that national championship between those two. And the trash talk and the rivalry that's brewing, it's going to make some real fans out of women's basketball. So really just where I'm going with this rant is that the WNBA is not quite where the NBA is now. But give it about 20 years, we're going to have there's going to be some fun talent coming into this league. So once Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are both in the WNBA, there's going to be a real rivalry there that people have been following for years and is going to be developing, because let's be real, those two teams are probably going to be in the championship this year too. LSU certainly is, especially with the addition of Haley Van Lith now from where, Aaron? Do you know where she's from?
Haley Van Lith?
Yes.
She wasn't a Coug, was she?
No. But she does have Washington ties. She is from Kashmir, Washington.
Kashmir, Washington?
Yeah.
Is that north or south? Or neither?
East. It's near Wenatchee and Chelan. So like So my dad lives in that area, so that like it feels like there's like somewhat of a personal tie there for me. So,
okay, all right, yeah.
But so and you know the best part about this whole thing is Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark aren't the only ones, because there's so much more talent that's going to be coming into that league over the years because when you look at what like Magic and Bird had, like it really was just them for a few years. But there's going to be so much more that's going to make a lot more fan bases. The WNBA is expanding now, like because I just saw that the Bay Area is getting a team.
Sweet.
Yeah, and so that's a great basketball market there. So, I mean, Seattle already has their market too, so that it's all going to be. It's going to be really fun. This league's going to be fun the next few years. So to the people complaining that the WNBA isn't getting a fair treatment, they are right now, because it's a subsidized league. They haven't ever made a profit, but once it starts making its own profit, you're going to see those paychecks start going up, and women are going to be paid what they deserve, and the new collective bargaining agreements will be made that will make the pay gaps a lot better, and they're going to be fair, probably the same percentage as what the men are making. So just know these types of things don't happen overnight, because it didn't happen overnight for the NBA either. And as the sports historian that I claim myself to be, and because you just heard my whole historical rant I just went on there, I see patterns and I see trends, and I like where this trend is going. So I'm very excited to see it. And I basically just say it because women's basketball started this weekend.
Fair.
Yeah. Cougar women's basketball just beat, I believe it was
Some no name,
So,
really small school.
it's I think it's like Western. They played like Western Montana, so they played some team in the state that I'm in,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I know they do play Montana soon.
Oh,
They're coming to Missoula, and I'm trying to get to that game somehow.
that'd be sick. How far is Missoula for you?
I'm in Missoula, man. That's
Oh,
where
you're
I'm,
in Missoula. Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I couldn't remember if you were in Bozeman or Missoula. I
No.
always get those two confused.
yeah, it's all good. But yeah, so that's my rant. The WNBA, your success is coming, but just know it takes time. That's
Yeah.
that's the moral of the story here. And now on to a much more a much darker subject. The Washington State Cougar football team, a tale of two halves, as some may say it.
Dude, it was a joke.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Yeah, I could only watch a little bit of that game because I saw where it was going. I just want to know what happened to this defense. The defense that we are on record of saying it's as one of the best defenses in the country at one point, and now there is
Eat
no
my words there.
yeah
Good
no
Lord.
possible way we were ever right about that based off what I've seen here. And it's not like the teams that we beat are proving to be like bad ones but like Oregon State, I think their only loss still is to us. So
That's nuts. I can't believe we beat Oregon State, dude.
yeah, and
I
Wisconsin,
cannot believe we beat Oregon State.
I don't think Wisconsin's that like all that bad either. So I think they've lost a few games more, but they're
Well, Oregon State has 2 losses
did they
now.
So did they lose on Saturday?
It looks like they did. Yeah.
Who did they play? They played Arizona, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost to Arizona.
Okay, so Arizona, like what I'm getting out of that is Arizona's like they're on the cusp of becoming a very good football team again.
I don't know, dude. I mean, maybe this year, but
I
as
mean,
long as JDL is there, I just want them to suck.
well, JDL's not playing at least, so that makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a good
Because
point.
he lost his job to Fafita. Let's be real
Yeah,
here.
Fafita is much better than he was.
Yeah,
Fafita's very nice.
yeah, he's a very good quarterback, and I'll give it to Arizona State in this game. They did play a very good game. Their offense was firing on all cylinders, but the Cougars are so much better than that.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, and I knew that it wasn't going to be an easy game based off the way they played the Huskies a
Yeah.
week ago, because they
Yeah.
played them really close, and even and a really bad missed call kept the Arizona State from having a chance to take a lead in that game. So you don't really know what went into you don't know what could have gone differently if had that call been made. So they could have maybe been a big upset in that game, but Washington stays undefeated and they go to 1-6, and now they are 2-6 by favor of the Cougars. And yeah, just the only person that is looking good on this team right now is Lincoln Victor, and I think that's just because he's maybe trying to get drafted. So
Yeah. I mean, he had 9 catches on Saturday, and I think he's the most consistent guy we've got right now. I mean, Cam has his moments, but the dude went 35 for 50 against the Sun Devils, dude. Like 15 incompletions. Really? You can't win a football game with 15 incompletions.
did he have
It's
any?
a joke.
Did he throw any picks in this game?
No, somehow he didn't.
Like that's just so weird to think about. But it's so weird that as the offense is starting to improve even a little bit, the defense is just nowhere to be found right now. Like, where is R.J. Stone? Where is Brandon Jackson? Because those guys are getting no pressure on anybody right now. Like,
Brandon Jackson had 3 tackles.
yeah,
Ron Stone had 4.
yeah, that's not those guys' numbers. Like,
No.
where's Jaden Hicks? Where's the guy that we are comparing to like Jamal Adams at the beginning of the year too? Like Jaden, I haven't heard his name called a lot. Sam Lockett, is getting cooked too. It's
Man, dude,
it hasn't been good.
It's been the opposite of good. It's been we're doing these plays where we throw screen passes on 3rd and long, which we've talked about before, but I'm going to keep bringing it up until it changes. It's so annoying. And when that's all we do, every defense reads it every single time because our offensive line can't hold those guys back.
I don't know why they insist on throwing screen passes that don't involve any linemen, too. The fact that it's always receivers are the ones doing the blocking. It's like, yeah, Billy Revere's good, but he's not that good.
No, he's not.
He's not gonna be the one to be on the outside blocking against a linebacker. A linebacker's gonna win that battle between
almost every time. Yeah.
And I seriously just wish that the Cougars would use him more as a receiving threat because he's good as a receiving threat. So, but there's very little hope for this team anymore. Because I really
might lose out, dude. We might lose every single game.
It's very possible
for the rest of the season. So I was looking at we were looking at the schedule last week, right? And, we got Stanford next week. We have 4 games left. Stanford, Cal, Colorado, Washington. I can't even say we'll beat Stanford anymore because we just lost to ASU.
Yeah. Like, this game is weird, but it shouldn't be that weird to where you're losing to a 1-6 team when you are for sure better than the 1-6 team.
Dude,
there's...
Do you know what Cam Ward's QB rating is this year on the year?
Oh, I have no idea.
68.1.
Oh, gross.
And that's a D1 starting quarterback.
How about we just experiment with Mateer at starter for a little bit?
Honestly, dude, just change it up.
Something's got to give here. Something's not working.
I'm completely off the Ben Arbuckle hype train.
Oh.
I probably was at the beginning of this show, but now I'm done. 4 wins in a row, 4 losses in a row. We have 4 games left. I guess we're on pattern to win 4 in a row now, but it's not going to happen. We're not going to. We're probably going to lose every single game.
If that happens, hell's freezing over.
Yeah.
There's just no way. I can't see that happening. There's no way.
Because we're not going to win the Apple Cup this year.
No,
we came to that conclusion last time.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, dude.
The Penix or like the Heisman's all but Penix's if he wants it, which it very much seems like. It very much seems like Caleb Williams. No, he's been losing. He hasn't been having good games.
That's a good point.
The Heisman is Penix's to lose at this point.
Would you still take Penix over Caleb Williams in the NFL draft?
Yes.
Or would you? Would you?
Absolutely.
All right, let me throw this hypothetical this way. Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to transition a little bit towards the Seahawks a little bit in a sense, but it involves Penix. So, I was watching the Hawks with my dad today, and we were talking about how Geno is kind of starting to look like why he is a backup quarterback, or why he was a backup quarterback for so long, because he's underthrowing balls. He's, not finding receivers, or he's not connecting with his receivers. And sometimes he just looks like a backup when he's playing out there. So, hear me out. This sounds kind of crazy, but I almost think it'd be entertaining. It's entertaining to think about. Would you give Geno and DK to whoever has the first round pick and snap Penix at number 1?
Not DK. Not DK. I want Penix to have somebody elite to throw to.
DK hasn't been elite lately.
Yeah, it'll come. Trust me.
It won't. I don't know, bro. Like, I'm starting to regret buying this. Like,
no, it'll come, because those underthrown balls are getting thrown to DK. That was who I saw. And the ones he is catching are behind him. Like, I saw that in this game today. Yeah. So some of it, yes, has been DK's fault. He has been an absolute head case, but he's been that way his whole career. So I expect that out of him. Okay.
Okay.
At this point, I I've just come to expect it. I just hope it doesn't draw a flag. But I don't want what I would do. I would gladly trade away 3 first-round picks for him. I would sacrifice that much future to get Penix. Because
I think you're wild for that.
I probably am, but the Seahawks only recently started having success with first-round picks, and I don't like the track record as much with first-rounders. And what they do in late rounds is better. It is better than most of the things they've done in the first round. So, and they usually trade their first-round pick away anyway. So,
right. I was shocked that we even had 2 last year to begin with.
and
Do
that
we have
didn't
one this
trade
year?
one away. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do we have one this year as of right now?
Yes,
do,
we do.
right? A first round?
Yes.
Okay.
So I would willingly trade. Like I would willingly go, Geno. Just throw Geno and a player to be named later, and 3 first-round picks to whoever has the number 1 for Penix. 100%.
But would somebody take that? Do you think the Bears are going to take that?
I think so.
I don't
think so.
I don't know if Geno could be a starter anywhere else, dude. I think he's just a starter here because he's like a longevity dude.
Geno when he was coming into the draft was expected to be the first quarterback picked when he was coming into the draft. And he's had expectation to be a great quarterback at points, and he's shown that he can be. And he's clutch. He gets it done. He gets wins.
Yeah.
He works hard.
That's true. He does work hard.
He works very hard
hard.
to do the things he does. He has a good arm. When he's on, he's extremely accurate. He can pinpoint passes, and I've always been like a fan of Geno even before he was on the Seahawks, because when he replaced Tim Tebow and Mark Sanchez in New York, I was like, good. They're finally trying something else besides those guys.
Whew, Mark Sanchez. I haven't heard that name in a really long time.
Mr. Butt Fumble. Man, that thing, you know the crazy thing about that play? I think if ESPN had finally decided that if ESPN didn't just decide that a year was too long to be on the not top 10, I think that play would still be
probably
the worst of the worst.
Yeah, but that man would never live it down. Like,
he never will.
I mean,
he hasn't.
Yeah, but like, I feel like ESPN's kind of thinking about his quality of life a little bit, right? I mean, they're like, if we keep showing this, he will never. I guess he already does near the end of it.
Yeah, it's.
You're right. You're right.
Like his broadcasting career, people like to pretend that they don't think about that whenever he's on a color commentating, like calling a game, but it's all I can ever think about when he's calling one.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Bumble. every time he tries to get analytical during a Seahawk game, I'm like, didn't you run into your own offensive lineman? And you're making fun of my quarterback for underthrowing a ball?
Fair enough.
Why are you the one who's...
Fair enough. Okay, you're right. You're right.
I get that he's that he's more of an athlete than either of us will ever be, but still.
Hey, we're still young. We got time.
No. Our time is done, Aaron. Your knees and...
Hey, calm down. Come on.
And my lack of being able to do anything athletic besides run, but
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can be a cross country star. You can go to the Olympics.
Man, have you seen an Olympic cross country runner?
Yeah, you look just like one.
Yeah, maybe if I lost maybe if I lost like 200 pounds and I'm about 205 right now, then I would look like a cross country, an Olympic cross country runner.
Yeah, totally.
You'd have to be able to see my bones through my shirt right now.
That's a good point.
If I was a cross country runner.
Yeah.
And those people are the elite of the elite. It's crazy to watch people run 5 miles in like
20 minutes.
Oh, it's way faster than that.
5 miles in 20 minutes? That's no. Nobody can run 5 miles in 20 minutes, dude.
Mm,
Dude, the world record for like a mile is like 4 minutes, and they're not gonna hold a 4-minute pace the entire time.
it's the world record for a mile is it's sub 4. I know.
How you? No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I think it's
Hold
like
on.
it's like it's a very low number. It's shockingly low. I mean, there's people that can run marathons in under 2 hours. So
Yeah, that's a good point. That's ridiculous, by the way. Like that's just stupid.
yeah,
Oh, somebody from somebody. Okay, I'm gonna butcher his name. Oh, Yomif Atomsa, Ethiopian distance runner. He ran it in 3 minutes and 47 seconds.
yeah.
That was in 2019.
And then I think somebody ran a sub 3 this Olympic qualifying round, in Oregon.
Sub 3 mile?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
I think
no,
so.
dude, stop it. Stop it. That's
No. Sub 4. My bad.
another sub 4. Okay.
Yeah, somebody ran another sub 4. Like they didn't break the record, but I think they broke the track record for Oregon's track, which is an amazing.
Hey, dude, breaking a track record.
Yeah.
Breaking a track record at University of Oregon, which is like the track and field capital of the country.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Right. At the birthplace of Nike. Come on.
Seriously. Seriously.
That's an amazing accomplishment there. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, those guys are elite of the elite runners.
That's so stupid. But like even then, 343 maybe, I don't know. Let's just go to Cora. Let's just go to Cora. Never mind, it's not working. But even if they're running a 3 minute and 43 second mile, right?
Okay, so 5 miles in 20 minutes. Now that I've actually done the math in my head, that does.
Yes.
It does sound about right.
It does.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just insane.
Regardless.
That's an insane athletic feat. You know, I'm living over here in Missoula doing my day job as a news reporter.
Yeah.
And I covered like this crazy like trail running race that was, I believe it was about 33 miles. It's 33 miles with I think like 2,000 feet of elevation change.
Oh, no shot, dude.
Under 4 hours was what the leader
That's
came in.
Insane.
I was there when the leader came across, and he crossed and I interviewed him and everything. It was like he was just like, oh yeah, like
Was he out of breath or anything? Like was
No.
he like?
No, he looked like he could do it again. It was insane.
Derek, if I ever run a mile without breaking a sweat, then take me to a hospital because something's wrong with me. Because there's no shot. And like he was like totally fine.
Yeah, I can send you the interview. It was
Yeah, put a clip of it up like on the podcast because now I want to see it. Oh
man.
Weird.
Yeah, this dude was something else, man. And when I interviewed him, I was like, what do you do to train for something like this? He's just like,
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I just run like around these trails with my buddies. He's like, but nothing like that long though. So he's like, you just got to get your body ready to take in all the fluids that they give you throughout the run at all of those aid stations. You got to eat those gummies. Got to get the right amount of
the
water.
gels or whatever.
Yeah. The gels, or eat like just a quick Rice Krispie treat to get your sugars back up or anything. Just like it's crazy the things these runners do. Like I've always wanted to try and run a marathon, but just the amount of training I would need to do to accomplish that would be
unreal. Unreal, literally.
Yeah, and I love running, but I run like 2 miles. I run like 2 miles every morning, and I'm winded after that. So
you run 2 miles every morning?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I try. I used
What
to be.
What about when it's snowing? Because you live in Missoula.
Yeah, it gets a little rough in the
You
in
just
the winter.
do some planks or whatever, some push-ups. Call it good.
I don't even do that, man. I should. I should join a gym, and I don't because I'm too cheap.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I used to like join a gym in the wintertime and then just like cancel the membership.
There you go. Yeah.
And just go back to running because running I get it over with a lot faster than being at
That's
a gym.
fair.
So
That's fair. That's fair.
but yeah, so man,
How did we get here?
I don't know how we got here, but I'm glad we did because that was just
Right. Okay. I have
seeing,
another question.
Seeing that dude run that way was just
Yeah.
insane.
So I have a question about the dude. Is like, if you could like assign him like a body physique, like is he built like, is he like cut? Is he like not cut? Is he just skinny? Like what's like?
He's not cut,
Okay.
but he's not skinny. It's
Okay. Okay.
like he doesn't look like a cross country runner, but
Okay.
he doesn't look like a sprinter either.
Okay.
It's somewhere in between with that, because of all I think he builds up a little bit more muscle because of the elevation gain that he does in his running.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, Aaron, you want to run it with me next year?
Hell no. Are you kidding me? No shot. No way are you going to catch me ever doing anything like that. That sounds like miserable.
Come on,
But props to everybody who does that willingly. I could never be you. That's just insane.
My mom likes to volunteer to be at one of the aid stations for
Cool.
for the Cascade Crest Run. You know what that run is, Aaron?
The Cascade Crest Run? No, I've never heard of that.
That run is 100 miles, and 100 miles and a ridiculous elevation gain through the Cascade Mountains.
Okay. Yep.
And these dudes, and my mom was saying like this one dude was going through it in like 24 hours. And she said he looked like it was the same type of situation with the guy I just met, where he was like, oh, like, and my mom was at the aid station at like mile 90, and he's there in like 24 hours. And he just like casually ran through. He's like, oh, thanks guys,
Unreal.
thanks for doing this. He's like, I don't need any food. Like, I'm just gonna finish this up real fast.
Oh, it's in Easton. We would drive past that every single time we're going to school.
Yeah, it is.
Easton Firehouse is where the finish line is.
It's insane.
Sponsored by a lot of people. That's kind of Patagonia sponsors them.
Yeah.
Should mom get any free Patagonia gear ever?
Oh no, she just volunteers at just one of the
Lame.
aids. Like she just cooks a lot of bacon in a
Yeah.
weekend in a cast iron skillet and just gives it to the people.
That's fair. Do you want to know what you have to be able to do to qualify for this race? Do you know what you're qualified? You need to do to qualify for the Cascade Crescent.
I don't know, but I know that my mom's husband ran this race. He's ran this race before in like
Okay.
He did it in like 36 hours. So
Okay.
yeah.
So entrants must complete an organized or self-supported, like with a Strava tracker, so like how you track your run or whatever. They must complete a trail 50 miler in under 16 hours with at least 6,500 feet of climbing.
Yep. That sounds about right. Because they have spotters that that take people off the trail when they're going too slow, because they're not gonna let somebody run that race in 100 hours or anything like that.
Wow.
Runners are a different breed, man.
Dude, some of these people are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely crazy.
Like,
and if you want to run the race, you're required to do 8 hours of trail work, like maintaining it. That's kind of interesting.
You know what? And you know what? That's the way it should be, because because races just wreck those trails. For people running on them. So
right.
Like those trails need to be maintained, and they need to. I didn't realize how much work goes into these races until I started doing a few stories on them.
Yeah. Or if you're lazy, you can pay $150 to get out of doing the work on the trail.
Nah.
Which is a great, like,
just do the work.
Way to do it.
If you're gonna run 100 miles, you might as well just work for 8 hours too.
Yeah, but you could train those 8 hours. And just pay the $150.
You can train anytime you want to. It's fine. You don't run 20 miles the night before a marathon. So
no, you probably shouldn't do that.
You ate a lot of pasta, and then you go to sleep. That's what you do.
You go to sleep early. Yep.
And then wake up early. And then you're out.
And you're running.
You're off running. Man, running's so cool. I love it. Like when Usain Bolt came onto the scene back in 2008, I remember that was like one of the first Olympics I ever watched like intently, and I just couldn't believe how fast that dude was running.
You were what? You were 18, 19 during those Olympics?
Aaron, come on.
I'm just kidding. I was 7. That's why I'm saying it. I was 7.
And I was 11. All right.
Okay. All right.
I'm not that much older than you.
No, you're not. Anyways, you were talking about Usain Bolt when he came onto the scene.
Yeah, in the 2008 Olympics, I believe that's the Olympics where he set the world record for the 100 and the 200.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where he ran, I think it was 9.5, and then it may have been like 18, like 18 in the 200.
Now I want to see. Hold on, because
I know his 100-meter record is 9.5.
Yeah, which is dumb. And then he also ran. Oh, so he ran. What's your final guess for the 200 meter? What's your to the 100th decimal?
Is it
to the second decimal?
Is it 1919?
Damn it! Yeah, it's 1919.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at one point. So
yeah, it's 1919. Dang, that's impressive. Holy crap!
Right? And he probably could have gone a little bit faster, but he probably showboated at the end of it, just because.
Probably the dude was
just because he's him.
he is, yeah. It's such an insane. You have to hit the genetic lottery to be able to run that fast, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like he won the genetic Powerball, is what he did.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
he has something. There's something in him. There's some sort of drive he has, in combination with his body and his, and just his athletic ability and his talent that just makes the perfect sprinter. Like, have you ever seen that video of him at he's at some like you know like how the Seahawks do the like touchdown city type thing where you can just you can run the 40-yard dash in the thing. There's a video of Usain Bolt doing one of those, and he runs like a 4.3.
Whatever.
Just in like some regular old Nike shoes, just like on a turf mat.
Oh my god!
He just runs a 4.3. No biggie. And this is like after he was retired too. And so
dude,
Tyreek Hill thinking that he can beat that guy in a foot race now? No.
Even now?
You're delusional. No.
Dude, isn't Usain Bolt old as hell?
No, I saw DK Metcalf in that race against those track runners. Track runners have one extra gear than football players do, is what I learned from that.
Do they?
Yeah. because I watched that race with DK in it. He was with them until the very final stretch, and then they just pulled away at the very last second. He came in last.
Really?
Yeah. And he didn't come in last overall, though. He was like third to last. So he wasn't the slowest guy there, but he definitely...
That was probably his only goal, right? I mean...
Yeah, he definitely wasn't the
slowest
fastest
guy there.
Yeah. And DK's... he's DK. Look, he's got a runner's body, so...
He's also got a bodybuilder's body.
I know. Dude was lifting like 55 pounds at like 10 years old, like maybe like 6 years old or something like that. Like deadlifting.
Was he actually?
That. Yeah. Because his dad was in the NFL and he used to go to the locker room with him, and he would just
Whatever.
Whatever. There's a picture of it somewhere. I know there is.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's very long story short. Athletes are amazing, and I wish I could have a quarter of the talent that some of these guys have. So,
dude, I would have gone D1 if I had a quarter of the talent some of these guys have.
Yeah, you being 6'5" and having any sort of talent would have been good. So
Yep.
Yeah. At best, I'd have been a high school level Draymond Green if I had any sort of athletic ability. I was too short. For anything.
High school level Draymond Green.
I'd have been really good at defense, and I would have made shots here and there. That's what I would have done.
There you go.
But yeah. What else did I want? I wanted to talk about something else today. I guess just the Seahawk game in general. What were your takeaways from this?
Yeah. One of the big things is PJ Walker is kind of legit.
Yeah.
The backup quarterback for the Browns, he doesn't look horrendous.
No.
And it was cool to see how he adapted to certain parts of our defense, because he does a really good job of moving around the pocket and moving and scrambling, getting outside, because when you got guys like Jamal Adams and Bobby Wagner who are coming at you with full force when they blitz, you got to be able to move, and he did a really good job of that. And so hats off to him. I think he's a much better choice than their other quarterback, for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, which we don't need to name, but it's fine.
We all know what that situation is, and I can't start talking about it because otherwise I won't stop. Let's talk about Geno for a second. Just a quick Geno recap. 23 of 37 today. This game was incredibly close, especially on the offensive side of the ball, because I don't think anybody expected Myles Garrett to not have as much an effect on the Seahawks offense as he did. He had, I think, let's just check. Myles Garrett had 2 tackles today. We did an incredible job, one of them being a sack, but we did an incredible job. Our offensive line did a great job holding back that guy, because he is one of the scariest dudes in the NFL, no question.
Yes.
And our offensive line did a great job giving Geno the time and space to make throws. And Geno found a lot of really good targets today, especially and I talked about this last time. When DK's not in the game, he finds other receivers. He looks for Noah Fant more. He looks for Kobe Parkinson more. He looks for Tyler Lockett more. JSN, he looks for more. Even Charbonnet, dude, he hit Charbonnet twice today. Charbonnet had 2 catches. I'm starting to become a fan of Zach Charbonnet, by the way. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to really like him and how he's playing this role.
I've just wanted him to play his role more. I've liked Charbonnet from the beginning, but I've wanted him to earn more playing time, because I know you don't. With a Pete Carroll team, you don't just get playing time; you earn it.
No,
just like how Jake Bobo has earned his playing time. Which also
Bobo is just such an amazing human being. A rushing touchdown. I didn't have that one on my bingo card.
I didn't have that
one on my bingo card.
As soon as I saw him go in motion, I was like, them handing it to Bobo would be sweet right now. I thought it.
You manifested that into existence.
He just does it. I don't mean to sound like one of those LeBron capping memes, but that did go through my head. So,
yeah. No, hey, whatever you gotta tell yourself.
I'm not late cap. Don't worry.
No, all right. So we got really lucky at the end of that game when JSN scored because DK was holding on to that guy big time.
But
He was grabbing his pads, but he didn't call. But he let go. It
hey,
was the greatest thing. He goes, oh,
hey, veteran move right there.
veteran move, huge, big time. Because I heard somebody say, I don't remember what former player it was, but he said there's a holding on almost every single play in the NFL. It's only when the refs see it, right? Which sounds, by the way, incredibly frustrating as an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman or whatever, because I feel like I would be so pissed if I didn't get a holding call for myself if I'm a DN trying to get through. I feel like I'd be so angry. Um, where was I going with that?
Uh, just holding call, not being a
Yeah, and
not being there.
it's a veteran move, and but like it was good, and JSN did a really good job. He's quick, dude.
Yeah.
I forget how quick he is when he gets the ball and like turns upfield. Like there's a decent chance he could get around everybody.
Yeah, he's fast. He's got good elusiveness. It's really fun.
He reminds me of Tyler Lockett a little bit.
I think they're very different.
Really?
I think they're very different players. Like he doesn't remind me of Tyler Lockett like when he was younger even, because Lockett had different skill sets that he utilized more. It's more of like because Lockett. I feel like he just sort of manifested himself into becoming Doug Baldwin at some point.
Okay.
Because that was just who he kind of grew with, and that's who like kind of taught him a little bit about his longevity in the league. And so now that's what he fully is now, is that type of player, that the dude that just gets open and is gonna catch the ball and won't drop it.
Hardly ever drops it.
You throw it to him, he's got it. But yeah, but like back on that holding thing though, I think there's a reason why Walter Jones only had 7 penalties his entire career, and 4 of them were in his last season.
Crazy stat.
And
crazy stat, dude.
And that's why he retired, because he just started. Dudes were getting faster than him, and he just like, nope. He's like, you're not sacking my quarterback. I'll take the penalty.
Oh, that's funny.
That's what he started.
That's
doing.
funny.
Yeah. But it's not like Walter Jones just wasn't holding those guys. He was just the best at disguising it. And that's why he's a Hall of Famer. So, like, there's people there that have probably coached guys like Walter Jones and people who have, like, been there. So, like, that kind of stuff is practice, but not always. It doesn't always translate. So, just seeing DK just let go, that made me so happy, because that was such a clutch. Yep. It's such a clutch moment, and because DK wasn't having his best game ever. Like, the best passes weren't being thrown to him. Like, he had every reason to, like, do the DK thing that we've been seeing recently, where he just like excessively holds on to the guy.
Man-child.
He gets a penalty, and then he just like shoves the guy off, and then he gets another penalty called on him. Like, I wouldn't have put it past him to do something like that in this game, and he didn't, and that shows great discipline.
It totally does. Did you see the little dance he did afterwards too when they showed the replay?
Yeah.
He's going like, yeah. It was great. It was awesome.
And here's another thing I love seeing of a veteran being happy for the rookies on this team.
Yeah.
Like, have you noticed that every time Witherspoon makes a play, who's the first guy there to go and congratulate him? Yeah.
I think it's Bobby Wagner or Jamal Adams, right?
Right, exactly. That's so.
Yeah.
I love that. I love seeing that on this team. So, like, it's like you got the savvy veterans are happy for the young bucks that are coming up.
Yep. And it's great. Sorry, keep going.
Like, they're playing for each other. They're not playing for themselves, which I think that's where the Seahawks lost their identity. And if like in some of the more recent years where the Seahawks weren't like that great, is that some of those guys were definitely playing for themselves.
Yeah.
Who that may be is probably up for debate, but there were guys playing for themselves and playing for bigger contracts and whatnot. And now that we actually have a young team of guys that really just only want to win, it's so much more fun to watch team football, because
Oh my gosh, dude, I know.
football's a team sport. You can't
Yeah.
win with just one guy. Which
There's
the
no I in football.
Which the Seahawks were doing for a few years.
Yeah, they were.
And pretty successfully. I mean, Russell Wilson was almost single-handedly getting to the team to the playoffs for a few years there. And
He was.
But it wasn't fun to watch. You
was miserable.
You weren't comfortable any of the games you
No.
were watching. It was so hard, and
It was.
the defense was giving up so many yards a game. It was terrible. I hated that era. But now we're out of it, and we have a young, fun team again, and I've been missing.
Oh, we 100% do. It's great, dude. I think having those guys, especially with Frank Clark back too. By the way, I love that Frank Clark's a Seahawk again. Having those guys like in the locker room, especially, you have to think that all of those like the young guys like Witherspoon, Boy Mafe, and like they want to play good to impress Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams, and these guys that have earned those captain badges. Like Bobby's had that captain patch for, God, probably since his third or fourth year in the NFL. I would imagine he's had it for a super long time.
I think you're right. I think it was like his third.
Yeah. He's had it for a long time. The dude has earned every single star and that gold plating. He's earned every single part of that patch, right? And like that patch is a big deal. And the fact that the guys wearing those patches are going over to the young bucks and hyping them up and telling them to keep their heads up when something goes wrong is so crucial. Especially when you have athletes that are so talented, like Jackson Smith and Jigba, like Devin Witherspoon, like Boy Mafe, all these guys that, when you hype them up, they're gonna play better, dude. Like just from my own experience, and from I'm sure every other person that has played a sport at least once, when your teammates are hyping you up and telling you like, "Hey, let's go. That was great. That was a great shot. That was a great catch. Way to make that play. Way to make that tackle." It's like it's like you're going like, holy crap, Bobby Wagner just noticed me. And like, yeah, they're teammates and they're both in like the same playing field, but like Bobby's going to be like, he's up here when everybody else is down here, right? He's the guy he's an iconic Seattle defense player. And I hope they retire at 5'4". I hope they do.
Oh, that's a surefire thing.
Yeah, you think so? They have to do it.
Bobby Wagner's going to go to the Hall of Fame, and the Seahawks put their Hall of Famers in the rafters.
Okay.
That is what they do. When Kenny Easley was put into the Hall of Fame way later than he should have been, they put his number up there. And Walter Jones, Steve Largent, Cortez Kennedy, the 12s,
Tez,
and Kenny Easley, they're all up there. When Marshawn Lynch goes into Canton, his number's up there too. What do you think? What are you saying? Do not tell me. Oh, I'm about to rip you one if you're gonna say.
No, we don't have time. Listen. We don't have time for that. I think that there is a good chance he gets in, but I think the chance is less than you think it is, and I think you think he's a surefire guy, but I don't think he is.
The Pro
100% yet.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame is the story of the NFL, of the best players. You cannot tell that story without Marshawn Lynch in it. Beast Quake is so iconic, and and it's not his only iconic run.
No, you're right. It's not.
Marshawn Lynch ran a team to a Super Bowl. He was the best running back in the league for a good 7 years. He was maybe like the only rivals he had were probably Adrian Peterson. While he was playing were probably Adrian Peterson and LaShawn McCoy, both Hall of Famers. They will both be in there. You cannot tell me that Marshawn Lynch is not a Hall of Famer.
All right.
He is 100% in. First
I don't
ballot.
understand. I just don't understand why I haven't heard somebody say that out loud before.
Because nobody believes he's retired. That's why.
Okay,
He keeps coming back.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
I think I actually believe it this time though. He's gone on to his business ventures. And there have been people who have said it. Shannon Sharp recently said it when he interviewed him. The people that interview him say he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Like,
All right. I'll take it. I'll take it at that word then. All right.
Like, and you know why people don't say you know why like the people who vote don't say he's a Hall of Famer? Because they're media. Who hated Marshawn Lynch more than the media? If anything's going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame, it'll be the media's own bias against him.
Fair enough.
For him
Fair
saying
enough.
he's there because he does because he does
But
so he doesn't get
that's
fined.
true. That's true.
That's
But
what'll keep him out. His play definitely won't keep him out.
No. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've convinced me. I think that right now at this very moment I'm going to rescind my statement.
Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yeah. I will not take Marshawn.
Okay. All right. All right.
This
All right.
is just as much your podcast as it is mine.
Yeah.
But on any platform,
my podcast.
on any platform that I stand on, I stand with Marshawn Lynch.
Okay. All right.
He's too good, man. He's the
He
best.
is. You're right. No, and the only reason I was skeptical at first is because I think that was the first time I'd ever heard anybody say that out loud.
Yeah.
And I just had to really think about it for a second. And when I think of Marshawn Lynch, I know exactly where I was during the Beastquake. I was, let's see, that was in 2012, right?
11.
2011. Yeah. Okay. So I was 10. I was at my friend Keaton Markey's house, and we were watching the game. And like I remember exactly, and I remember saying, "Oh, there he goes. Wait, hold on, no, oh, he's still going." And 10-year-old me is like freaking out. And then yeah. But, whew, dude,
You want to hear something crazy? That was the first NFL game my dad ever forced me to sit down and watch.
oh, what a high bar to set.
I see, right? And I told you on our last show what my introduction to college football was. This is my introduction to NFL football.
Yeah,
So
incredible.
Yeah, so like, I was a late bloomer when it came to becoming a football fan because I liked baseball and basketball growing up. Those were the sports I liked, and yeah, I can remember just sitting there watching that on like this tiny TV in whoever's house we were at. Like it was in their kitchen.
Yeah.
And this was like right when DVRs first started coming out. So
Nice.
like the guy we were watching with, he was like
Old. Sorry, keep going.
right. He was like, but it was such brand new technology that this dude
Right,
was like,
it was.
that like the idea that you could pause a sporting event and come back to it, like that was like a thing. He was
Insane.
Like,
Insane. Yeah.
So he was like, oh, this game's so stressful. I need to go have a smoke. He pauses it. I'm like, wait, but I want to keep watching this. And so I went into the kitchen and watched Beastquake on this small TV that was just like with one of those like big backs. I think it had I think it's like one of those ones that had the VCRs built directly into them.
Oh, nice.
So
yes, those are the ones they had like in classrooms and stuff when we were kids.
yeah, and so I was I was going crazy over the Beastquake run on a TV that's so much smaller than my computer monitor is. Like,
That is awesome.
and
That is
going,
awesome.
Go! And so Marshawn instantly became my favorite athlete ever after that point.
Okay.
So.
And does that fact still stand? Is he still your favorite athlete of all
Yes,
time?
100%.
Okay.
He's my favorite human of all time, not
Okay.
just athlete.
Okay. Yep. Fair.
Fair. I would die for that man. I would run through a brick wall for him. So,
Dude, he can already run through a brick wall for himself.
exactly. But if he asked me to do it, I would still do it for him.
All right. I love it. I love it.
I love Marshawn Lynch like LeBron fans love LeBron, you know. And you know
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about. You've met
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You've met a ridiculously delusional LeBron fan, but that's that's for another conversation, some other time.
Yeah.
Yep. I think with that, one volleyball thing I want to talk about. Pia Timmer's the GOAT. Did you see her like top play that she made?
Yeah.
In that Oregon game. Like I know they lost, but a no look kill. I've never seen that in my life. That was
the coolest thing ever.
That was so incredible. I thought she was just showing off, but the set was just bad, and so she had no choice but to turn her body around mid-air and just no look it. That was so sweet, man.
Unreal, man. Unreal.
And to have the body control to turn your body around mid-air and do that.
Seriously. And to have the hops to get up high enough to be able to turn your body mid-air.
I want to see some of those athletes on a basketball court, man.
Oh, I know.
I'm fully convinced they can dunk. I just need to see it to believe it when somebody dunks. You know, like I didn't think DK Metcalf could dunk until I actually see him do it. When it comes to other athletes, I just need to see them execute it. Like, yes, I know DK Metcalf. Like, I knew he can dunk, but like, I need you to prove it though. Like, it's one of those things. I got to see it to believe it, because I've seen 7-footers barely be able to dunk before. So, somebody who's 6'4" and athletic, like there's very much so a gap where. Maybe they can't.
I guess, man. I guess, but like, all the proof you need for DK is on the football field. Like, the dude's got, what's his vert? Like 30-something inches? Like, Derek, that's all you need to know, dude.
Here's the thing. I like seeing athletes play different sports. I always
Okay, yeah. All right, valid.
So I'm like, hey, play in a celebrity game if you want me to believe you can dunk.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my bait.
Enough.
That's my bait to getting them into it. So
Yep.
So okay. Volleyball players, let's make women's basketball a little bit more popular. I want to see the roles switched. Have some basketball players play volleyball. Have some volleyball players play basketball.
Let's get Pia Timmer in the WNBA. I bet you she'd be fine.
She'd be just fine.
Yeah,
as tall as me and can jump twice as high.
I know.
Or 5 times as high. I've been right next to her when she jumped by me.
It's
so
just.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Good synchronization there, Aaron.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, that's volleyball talk. I think they won against Oregon State today, so good job.
Cool.
As always, ladies.
And one quick thing, also, I got D-backs in 7. Who do you have?
I have it going to 7. I have no idea who's gonna win it though. You know what? I'm gonna lean toward the home team on it though. I think Texas.
Well, yeah, everybody's gonna lean towards the home. Is that what Texas is? Would they be?
Whoa! What happened there? Yeah, I think Texas is gonna win the World Series.
Yeah, you're full. You're full. I hate you. For anybody who's curious, before Derek started recording, he said, "This is what happens when you give boomers technology."
Yeah, it's just I just gave myself more editing to do. That's all I did. But anyway, either way, I do like just to finish the thought though. I've really liked watching Adolis Garcia all year, and that dude has just been so clutch. Even though like he's in our division, I don't want Texas to win, but I think they will. And I think it's really just kind of an all or nothing year for Texas this year. Just with all the trades and stuff that they made, like some of those guys I think are just kind of on loan, so they won't be nearly as good as they are next year. But we'll see. Baseball's weird, man.
Baseball's weird.
Yeah.
Baseball is weird.
But anyway, thank you all for listening to yet another edition of the We'd Like to Announce podcast with Derek Joseph and Aaron Monson. Like, subscribe, and Aaron, let's have us plug those like social medias things that I don't understand because I'm too old.
A little social accent because I gotta keep checking my boomer boss here. Though we'd like to announce the WLTA.podcast on TikTok and Instagram right now. Go shoot us a follow. We're going to be uploading more of our clips onto there. and just kind of give everybody a preview of what's going to be on our shows. So, yeah, that's like go shoot him a follow. For a lot more videos to come in the future too. So
yeah. Everybody have a good night. Keep your takes hot, and yeah, I love talking sports, and runners are insane. That's what I'm gonna end it on.
Keep your takes high. You sound like Stephen A. Smith wannabe over here. Jesus.
Oh God, no. I do not like Stephen A. Smith.
All right.
But yeah, but that's a conversation for another day. I respect Stephen A. Smith. I do not like him.
There you go.
Now, you know.
Peace.
Peace.